What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Albert, and on this channel I am documenting my progress on my attempt to make a lot of money selling Tesla puts. And hopefully my goal is that I get better at it, and also my real goal is like hopefully in like a year I would have made hella money, and then there would be this, this evidence of me doing it as I'm doing it, right? So, and then also hopefully you can follow along as well, and learn from my mistakes. So yeah, since I started doing this, this number right here, I made about 44,000 plus 1,500, so about $45,000 so far. And yeah, this is the same screenshot from last week. I didn't do anything in the last week. One is because I was out of town, but two is because the price just ran up. And in the past, the price has run up, and I had gotten really aggressive. But this time, I'm just taking it real chill. I'm just like, hey, you know what? It ran up really quickly, but I think it's gonna run down, and I'll do something when it runs down. So learning from my mistakes. Okay, so quick recap on the strategy I've been doing. For the last 6 months, I've been selling puts on margin. I would sell about 4 or 5 puts at a time, sometimes up to 11, but 4 to 5 puts at a time. And they would be about 5 weeks out till expiration, right? And I'll be selling it on margin, so I really didn't want to get assigned. So I would sell at a price point, a strike price that is lower, right? If you sell at a lower strike price, that means that premium that you collect is going to be less. So I would do about 5 weeks out, probably 10% less than the current stock price, right? And I would collect about $3,000. Later, I was like, hey, you know what? If I do an at the money put for a shorter period of time, let's call it a week, it would still be $3,000. It'd be about 3%, right? And it would be way less stressful because you have the cash to secure it. Or no, I mean you would have to have the cash to secure it because you're doing at the money. You will get higher premiums, and then if for some reason the stock ran down and you didn't want to roll, you can just hold it and get assigned the shares, right? And you can just buy the shares and just wait until that stock price returns back to wherever you got assigned, and you can sell the shares and repeat the process, right? At the same time, I decided, hey, you know what? If that happens, I'm gonna start wheeling, because what's the point of selling the shares and then selling a put right after? Why don't you just sell a covered call and see what happens? And that's what I did. So in the last 2 weeks, I made about 5K or so, which is pretty much all I made in March. And what happened was I sold the cover call at 8:45. I got assigned at 8:30. Sold the cover call at 8:45, and then Tesla ran up, and I missed the run up, and I'm kicking myself in the face for it. But yeah, I didn't lose any money. I just didn't make money, right? Because I got a little bit greedy there. But that was a risk I was willing to take, and that's what happened. So 2 things I'm learning, or let's say 1 thing I'm learning, is I kind of thought about all the risks of doing this. I thought about all the pros and cons of doing, margin versus cash secured. I definitely still think cash secured short day puts are better in terms of stress, maybe profitability, but definitely stress, risk, definitely, and possibly even premiums. I'm not sure yet. But one thing I didn't take into account is like there are a lot of decisions to be made, because like let's say it runs up to 900. Do I sell a put now, or do I wait for it to go down to sell a put, right? That's a decision. Like I can sell a put for less, I can make money. Now, what happens if I only had $80,000 and runs to 900? Now I don't have the $10,000 to sell another put. So what do I do now? Right. So there's a lot of extra variables that I didn't consider that I thought at the time weren't really a big deal, but now that I'm in it, it does seem like kind of a big deal. So, I mean, either way, I'm still gonna keep doing what I'm doing here. And what I'm trying to do now is trying to practice some patience, because in the past, Tesla stock ran up, and I was like, oh my god, it's going 2,000. I better sell some puts right now, right? But now that I'm a little bit more, I've been doing it for a little bit, I'm like, hey, you know what? I should just wait it out. It's probably not going to run up forever. It'll probably drop for no reason at some point, and then that's what I'm going to wait. That's what I'm going to sell my next put, or that's what I'm going to try to get back in. So yeah, it's going to dip, and it will dip right, because, I'm very uncertain about it. I'm certain, but I'm uncertain, right? I know it's going to happen, but at the same time, I'm worried that it doesn't happen. But I'm holding a lot of shares, so it doesn't really, I mean, if it runs up, it runs up. I didn't really miss out. I didn't sell any shares that I was holding in order to do this. But, like, for example, I bought 100 shares at 8:30, and I sold at 8:45. Could have just held it to 1,000 and then did the put there, and I'll be killing it right now. But, it is what it is. So another reason I'm doing this is because I took a look. This is all the puts I sold to date, and you can see most of them are profitable, but all the red ones are all, like, you can see, are all above 1,000, right? So like all of these red ones above 1,000 is like where I lost money. So that's kind of a sign. Hey, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't sell puts that above 1,000. At least until we're in a very much more stable environment. Yeah. So I think macro environments definitely can affect Tesla in the short term and probably long term. So yeah. And then also I don't I don't think the stock price always agrees with what Tesla's doing in the moment, and that's just the way things are. The market is pretty irrational at times. Like for example, when the earnings came out in Q4 earnings came out, the stock price went down, right? That didn't make any sense to me. But anyways, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep practicing patience. It's gonna be very difficult for me to do that, but luckily, I'm telling you I'm doing it, so probably I'll do it. Okay, cool. And that's about it. If you've been watching this channel, please consider subscribing. I haven't really done any sort of marketing on this channel. I did share it in a Facebook group once, but I might start trying to promote it. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know how to market this, but at the same time, I feel like this is kind of so. Like last week, I posted this. So typically, what happens is that Friday, I update my video, and then that's it. I get like 60, 70 views or whatever, and then I'm pretty happy about it. And then last week, I had talked about like some fundamental things about Tesla, so I decided to share it in like this Facebook group. I got about the same number of views, but then I was like I noticed I was like less happy about it because I had like an expectation, right? So then I was thinking like, yo, if I just don't try to share my video, then I'll just be happier. So kind of weird because my expectations aren't really there. So something I'm kind of thinking about. Anyways, that's it. Talk to you soon. Thanks.